Councillor Armstrong.
Thank you. I just have a couple concerns as well. I'd like to know where you get the 300 meters and the 150 meters from. Is it an arbitrary number, or is there research to state why that should happen? Because, you know, we hear from the kids, the farther away from the school, the easier it is for us to access it. So that's a question I have, is there research about why that, or is it just an arbitrary number?
300 meters is consistent in our bylaw where we have separation between pawn shops in our zoning bylaw. So again, it's trying to be consistent with other uses where we've tried to provide some separation, but it's generally, historically, that number comes from a 1 block or 2 block.
So there's no
radius.
research to back up why we're doing that, it's just a historical thing?
Research in terms of the impacts on individuals or on
the youth, or like, you know, why are we making a distance? What's the rationale for it? We don't make that for, that's just my question. It's fine.
Yeah, and I can't speak for all the task force members, through your worship to Councillor Armstrong, but what I would say is I think it's not just the impact on the users, but it's also on the character of the community and making sure that they're spread throughout the community and not clustered.
Okay, thank you, because it just seems like we should put 300 in there arbitrarily and then let the public decide, but that's my opinion. So I'm just confused on the nature of this text because it makes no sense in 2.1. Then on 2.2, the design of the proposed CSR should enhance or improve the aesthetics of the surrounding area. So then are we sending that to the design advisory panel? Because if you're gonna do that with each one, when are we actually gonna have any of these stores running? Because if it doesn't follow through some of these, it seems like it's designed to fail. The criteria is too stiff. I can't think of any place, first of all, in 2.1 where I can put one other than Nickel Street if you want to say that's the area, but I don't want Nickel Street to be classified as that area because that's the nature of the immediate area. I don't want any area to be classified that way.
Good evening, Nanaimo, and welcome to Nanaimo News Tonight. We are coming to you from our Rhino Media Studios in beautiful downtown Nanaimo and streaming for you on demand on YouTube and Facebook. I'm your host, Matthew O'Donnell, and boy do we have some news for you. 3 council contenders have dropped out of the race for Nanaimo City Council this week, and unfortunately, they were all candidates from the younger generation. Not that there's anything wrong with being older, trust me, we still love you. However, as council contenders continue to drop out, there's still plenty more to fill the void. And with that said, we're going to talk a little bit later about former Nanaimo City Councillor Wendy Pratt. She's back in the saddle again! Sorry, I like to sing. It's my show. But first, our top story. After years of inaction, and in some cases being dragged kicking and screaming from advocates on both sides, our lame duck Nanaimo City Council will finally hold a public hearing on cannabis sales and regulations this Thursday at the Shaw Conference Centre. Let's not give them too much credit though. These public hearings are mandated by the provincial and federal governments, and many municipalities are well past the point of seeking initial public input on cannabis. It's not like cannabis regulations and sales should be a priority for the city of Nanaimo or anything. Nanaimo having one of the largest per capita amount of dispensaries anywhere in Canada, our council clearly had other priorities on the agenda for the last several years, like suing each other, Facebook flame wars that would put a 14-year-old to shame, threatening to sue private citizens for the foibles of City Hall, basically lawsuits and slander. A major point of contention around the proposed bylaws is the issue of 300 meters required between proposed cannabis retail shops, and where city staff actually got that number. Spoiler alert, it's an arbitrary number that city staff, God bless them, put in place just for the sake of having a number, with no real thought as to how this will affect the community one way or the other. More spoiler alerts, 300 meters does absolutely nothing to improve the safety of the community one way or the other. Folks, if you want to have your say on how you think this council should proceed with cannabis regulations and sales, now is the time to speak up. After this public hearing ends on Thursday, council will not be able to receive public feedback until after they vote on the bylaw. meaning past this Thursday, you must speak now or forever hold your peace. And this issue is too important and once in a lifetime for you not to speak up and speak your truth. See you there. 3 Nanaimo City Council candidates have recently announced that they are dropping out of the race. Peter Richmond, Laura McLeod, and frontrunner Sacia Burton all announced their withdrawal from the race earlier this week, which is unfortunate because all 3 candidates represented young, fresh blood that so desperately needs to be injected into Nanaimo's political scene. The 3 candidates, who withdrew independently from each other, cited different reasons for dropping out, but all stated that they intend on remaining politically active in Nanaimo. Sacia Burton, runner-up in last year's by-election, said in a statement that, "I am not walking away from politics. I plan to remain an active, engaged citizen and am as determined as ever to bring more folks into the political process." Something tells me we won't be hearing the last from Sacia Burton. And finally, the rumors are true. Wendy Pratt, who was originally elected to Nanaimo City Council in 2014, only to be forced to resign after our disgraced and former city manager, Tracy Samra, allegedly shoved a cell phone camera in Miss Pratt's face during an in-camera meeting, to which Miss Pratt allegedly swatted the camera phone out of her face, leading to Miss Samra, who is a lawyer by trade, to press charges against Miss Pratt, has announced she's running again. Many in the community have been clamoring for Miss Pratt to toss her hat back into the race for quite some time now, feeling that she was just another casualty in Miss Samra's political warpath, and deserves another shot. Speaking to Nanaimo News Tonight earlier this morning, Miss Pratt confirmed to us that the rumors are true and she will be running. Miss Pratt stated that, "I am committed to my community and want to be part of the solution moving forward as we reset and rebuild." Good luck, Wendy. We will see you on the campaign trail. And that just about does it for us here at Nanaimo News Tonight. We thank Rhino Media for allowing us to use their awesome studio here in beautiful downtown Nanaimo. My name is Matthew O'Donnell. I hope you enjoyed this first remake, I suppose, of the new format for Nanaimo News. And thank you for your continued patience as we continue to find our comfortability spots. We promise we won't be making too many people mad most of the time. Okay, I can't promise that, but we're going to try. Have a good night. Take care.